Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to EGFC Season 3, Week 4. We are finally here with the first, technically the first game of the evening, Iona versus Niagara. We are catching up because I had a few internet issues, and we're finally going to get into the game, and already we have hit the post. Already. But either way, it's going to be Liverpool versus Paris Saint-Germain. Liverpool versus Paris Saint-Germain. A very good game. Obviously, Liverpool not the most meta team, but we've seen a few people use them. And they've got a very good defence, very good attack. The midfield is the only place where it does lack a little bit, I guess, in FIFA terms. Obviously, you've got Fabinho, who is fairly usable. Henderson, not really. Milner, not really. Henderson, Milner. Fabinho's all right. You can use him. Obviously, if Wijnaldum was still there, he'd be perfect this year. Either way, chance for Kylian Mbappe going to take the shot, but didn't have enough whip on it to get it into the back post area. And still goalless here, 6 minutes in. But either way, that was a very good chance very early on for Iona, who are top of the table and looking very strong so far in this competition.
Yeah, I feel like talking about that Liverpool midfield, as far as FIFA is concerned, a player like Oxlade-Chamberlain is also really strong in that midfield. Maybe you can play a front three of Jota, Mane, and Mo Salah, and then have Firmino drop back into that midfield because he has the ability to do that on FIFA. Because, like you said, the midfielders of Liverpool aren't the most. They're not the most FIFA strong players. They're not incredibly fast or incredibly physical.
I feel like you'd go for a 4-2-3-1 personally. You'd stick probably Mane up front or Jota, and then have obviously Salah, Mane out wide, and Firmino through the middle, and then maybe have Fabinho, Henderson. I can't see anybody really wanting to use Thiago too much. He is decent, but he's not anything too crazy.
We see Verratti get played a lot, obviously, from the teams that play PSG, and in my opinion, Thiago is on FIFA at least, is a very similar player build and everything to a Marco Verratti. So he could see his use in that kind of role that the teams play Verratti in this PSG lineup.
Very true indeed. I feel like the only problem with Thiago though is I think they've got very similar pace, him and Verratti, and obviously Thiago's got good dribbling, good passing, but yeah, I don't know. I just really, really don't like Thiago on FIFA. He just doesn't have it. when a player just doesn't have it, you don't feel very good using him, and he's definitely one of those players. I don't even think he's played that well for Liverpool in real life, honestly. He's one of those players that kind of disappointed. Obviously, big move from Bayern. A lot of promises about him, but never anything too good. And here comes that man, Thiago! What a finish from the little Spaniard. He heard me talking, and he said, you know what, I'm going to stick it right up there, and I'm going to score a goal. Fantastic stuff from Thiago. 1-0 to Niagara. A massive upset goal, as Iona obviously top of the table, Niagara bottom of the table. Absolutely fantastic goal.
Yeah, that is, and like I said, that's definitely an upset in terms of the current standings and the way that these teams have played. Like I said, Niagara not, still looking for their first win, and Iona currently undefeated and playing the more dominant PSG side. So, and like I said, a goal with your least favourite FIFA player on the team in Thiago is definitely a little bit against the run of play there, but it's the kind of goals that Niagara need to be finding early on to have that confidence and belief to get that first win.
Yeah, very, very true. 30 minutes in, obviously Niagara looking decent. We'll see how long it takes for Iona to really get in the groove and get themselves a chance on goal. It shouldn't take too long because they are very, very good at breaking defences down, and it was very wise from the Niagara player there, just put it behind for a corner. I've never seen that before. Is that the 1 and 2 above Thiago and Roberto Firmino? I've literally never seen that before. I have no clue what that means.
Yeah.
Is it man mark maybe? I don't know. I genuinely don't know what that means. I've actually never seen it before. Very, very interesting. It's got to be new to the game, surely. If anybody in chat knows, feel free to correct me, but yeah, I've never seen that mechanic. Obviously, I don't play very much seasons. I play Ultimate Team most of the time when I'm playing FIFA, so... And that isn't a thing in Ultimate Team, as far as I'm aware. Header from Marquinhos towards the back post, but it's going to hit the side netting. Jorginho Wijnaldum almost scoring against his former club. And it was always something that frustrated me when Wijnaldum obviously left Liverpool, no contract given. Really disappointing. Obviously, he's a fantastic player. He meant so much to the club, the fans, and our midfield obviously lacking a little bit with obviously Keita getting injured again now. Milner potentially being injured. It is a difficult one, especially since we didn't replace him. But either way, Kylian Mbappe using that pace down the wing, trying to get past Joe Gomez. Can't quite do it. He's got plenty of pace, the young lad. Di Maria, Idrissa Gueye. Back to Di Maria in a dangerous position, and can he get onto that right foot and maybe look to finesse it to the back post? No, he can't, but PSG have retained possession. Joe Gomez with a great tackle. We'll just get it clear. Some smart defending from Niagara. Saw them put it out for a corner just to relieve the pressure, getting it away. A lot of people would try and pass out for the back and maybe cause a few mistakes, but smart defending from Niagara, which is something we haven't really seen them do too much in the tournament so far.
Oh, this is definitely the best start to a game they've had so far, and on another break, this could be a chance for Roberto Firmino. He should be able to find the back of it. Touch was just a little bit too heavy there, and he let the ball get away from him, which allowed Donnarumma to close him down and really close off the angle for that chance there. But yeah, this is a better performance from Niagara. Like I said, they had the confidence to know they can get wins in this tournament, and this is the kind of performance that they needed to pull out to get themselves in that position. But yeah, it's been a very close game. Obviously, chances created from both sides. If they both wanted to be a little bit more clinical in front of goal, with chances of that when you get good sight on goal. But it has been a good game, and I like seeing the Liverpool pick from Niagara. I'm not sure how that's not a foul.
Could have been a foul.
Touch on the ball.
Could have definitely been a foul there from Kimpembe.
I thought it was.
Maybe just to come together, knocking at the knees, something like that. I don't know. But either way, referee deemed it not enough to give a foul, and could have potentially been a yellow card and another chance. But either way, at the halftime whistle, I think Niagara have to be very happy with themselves, considering they've struggled so far this season, and obviously coming into this game, we expected them to struggle again. It's Iona. They're I would say the best team in the league so far.
Yeah, the unexpected top of the table, weren't they? The newcomers that have been leading the league so far.
Yeah, very true. Very true indeed. And we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. Niagara, obviously, going into the next half, they just need to continue what they're doing. They're defending well, playing smart football. And yeah, we'll see if they can get another couple of chances, see if they can get a potential another goal. It definitely would be against the run of play, I feel again. I feel like Iona have had they haven't really had the lion's share of possession at all, but they have definitely looked very, very good. But not as good as we've obviously seen them do previously. We'll have to see if they can switch it back on coming into the second leg. Obviously, they've got Paris Saint-Germain, so there's plenty of players in there to do so. And we'll have to see if Niagara can keep it up. Marco Verratti's going to come on for Idrissa Gueye, so maybe going to try and look to string some more passes around in the midfield. Neymar instantly looking to try and get a goal back, but it's good defending from Niagara once again.
Yeah, the defense of Liverpool is definitely on FIFA a very strong point, as much as it is when they're at their best in real life. Obviously, Van Dijk and Joe Gomez are incredibly strong on FIFA, and the two fullbacks of Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andy Robertson are incredibly strong. So playing on this Liverpool side, you are very much, like I said, the midfield's the weak point, so it's relying on that defense, sit back, defend, and then counter-attack with that incredible front line that they do have. And Niagara seem to be doing relatively well. They haven't scored an incredible amount of goals. It is only 1-0 going into this second half. And
there you go. There is the first goal of the game for Iona. It is Neymar Jr. levelling things up once again. Fantastic pass into the middle. Low-driven. Beautiful stuff. And the top bin shot from Neymar. It's exactly what you'd expect. And Iona now maybe getting back in the rhythm, going to be able to pull this one back. But Niagara, they need to try to hold on here. They need to look for their chances when they can get them, because they're not going to get too many of them now, I feel. Iona obviously switching it on, looking for the passes. Allison will come out and collect it. But fantastic goal from Neymar. Iona.
Yep.
Let's see if I can turn the burners on, because I won't lie, I've been a little bit disappointed with what I've seen so far, considering how good we know they are. And we'll have to see. But either way, Niagara now coming on the front foot. It's going to be whipped in. And yeah, the crosses from there, it just doesn't happen, especially with Salah on his weak foot. It's a bad cross in truth.
It is, and I feel like I did a little commentator's curse just as I was about to finish my sentence and say that Niagara had done well with their defending so far. They immediately conceded a goal. So, trying to avoid mentioning that again. But yeah, it was a very good finish from a very good pass from Iona. And like I said, we'll like to see them try and really put their foot on the gas and get on that front foot in this game and try and pull off that win that we know, based on previous performances and how, they've not just won previous games, they've kind of dominated their previous games in this tournament against some other very competitive sides. So we know they definitely have it in them to run away with games here. So to see it this close is, not what we expected coming into it. So
surprising. I think the word is.
It's a very good showing from Niagara. It's what we have to say. They're doing incredibly well to hold off what coming into this was, the arguably the strongest side of the tournament in Iona. So
yeah, definitely.
You can compliment Iona's play and say, well, maybe, or say, they're not playing to their strongest, but you got to give props to Niagara being able to hold their own in this game, while also playing, against PSG, which has been proven, as you said, statistically by EA and throughout this tournament to be the dominant team.
Yeah, definitely the dominant team on seasons. Other than France, probably the only team that most players will go for because of how strong their sides are. Either way, Di Maria with a chance. Trent Alexander-Arnold will. He looked to clear it away, but took a bit too long. It will roll out for a corner. Ball played front post. Marquinhos is there, but can't quite get the header off. And I agree with you. Niagara, they are doing well to hang on in this game. Obviously, 70 minutes in, it's still 1-1, doing absolutely fantastically. A lot better than most teams have been able to do so far in this competition. And going into the second leg, we'll have to see if they can continue to do so. But another fantastic stretch and save from Alison Becker. And another corner for Iona. They're looking to break down the defence, but they haven't really been able to do it so far. They've obviously had the one chance with the low-driven cross into the middle for Neymar, but passing her out from the back will never work. And Mbappe is going to be there. Fantastic stretch and tackle from Virgil van Dijk. And 15 minutes to go in this leg. Can we see a goal for either team? I feel like if there's going to be a goal, it's probably going to go the way of Iona, but you never know.
Yeah, based on the current run of play and the kind of chances that have being created, I would have to agree, as I thought that was about to nestle its way in the back of the net there, but hits off the woodwork. It is, slowly becoming a little bit more of a
chance. Sadio Mane's for on goal. It's only Hakimi with him. No, it's another great save from Donnarumma, and that was that chance that Niagara really needed to take in the later stages of this game. Donnarumma.
It is indeed. That would have been a huge chance and a huge, huge goal this late into the game for Niagara, but instead they're getting countered here from the
Can he get the shot off? He can, and he smashed it right into the back of the net. And Iona taking the lead for the first time in this game, and that is exactly what you want if you are an Iona fan, because obviously coming into the opening moments of the game, it was quite disappointing, but they're finally going to get the lead. They're finally going to make the comeback. Going into the second leg, I feel like it was probably deserved of being a 1-1 draw, but Iona, I said it, they're probably going to be the more likely team to get the deadlock breaker, and they did just that. 2-1 to Iona, 7 minutes to go of regular time. Is there a chance? Is there a chance for Niagara? Bobby Firmino whipped to the back post. It's Naby Keita. Can he get the shot? No. Well defended once again from Iona.
Yeah, and again, it's these the counter-attacks that are killing teams with PSG here. And it's, corners on FIFA, especially the way they currently are. Obviously, we've seen some goals. Ramos scored in the last match that we saw from a corner, but personally, corners are one of the weaker points of FIFA, just with the way
Oh!
the heading works. I'm not sure how they've not managed to find the back of the net there. They had a couple chances where I thought they were going to score and bring it back to level Niagara. But I'm just, I thought I was about to have commentators cursed it again and said that you can't score from corners and then have a header go into the back of the net from a corner. But personally, because of how strong counter-attacking is in FIFA, I've never been a fan of, playing a corner straight in and allowing yourself to get hit like that. And we've seen a lot of goals in this tournament be from counter-attacks
Oh
from
my word.
corners, where one team looks to be on the front foot and then all of a sudden I'm talking because of what's going on, and immediately there's a goal down the other end of the pitch.
It's a great bit of defending once again, though, from Niagara to hang on in this game, and that is going to be the full-time whistle being blown. It is going to be 2-1 to Iona going into the second leg. I'm sure Niagara have got to be a little bit happy with themselves here, because I don't think anybody expected it to be as close as it is.
No, like I said, I completely agree. They've got to be proud of the performance that they showed. 2-1 as the undefeated team coming into this match against the team that has looked the most dominant out of their first couple performances. You've got to be happy that, yes, maybe you could have even got slightly more out of it. That, Iona not playing their best football, it was a chance for Niagara to get something out of that game. So maybe you're going, I could have done better, I could have scored here. But what you got to remember is just how dominant this team has been in the past, and just think, hey, we did really well to come out of it, only one goal down.
Yeah, definitely. I agree massively with that statement. I think they deserve to have the 1 goal lead. I feel like they probably deserve for it to be 1-1 overall, but it wasn't meant to be. Obviously, Iona doing what Iona do best, and they turned the heat up. They got a couple of goals, they got themselves back in the game, and we'll have to see if they can do just that going into the second leg, because I think what we all expect the second leg to be is Iona are going to turn it up even more. They're going to get themselves a couple of goals, and we'll have to see though. Niagara, they played upset in the first game. Can they do it again? They need 2 goals to take the lead. Can they do it once again? As fairly certain the players are about ready to get into the game as they're sorting their teams out. As you can see, we are going to have a switch of teams as well. It's going to be Bayern versus PSG this time around. It's going to be Lewandowski and the rest of the boys versus Lionel Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. I think Bayern have got a fairly decent team for kickoff. Honestly, it's not anything crazy. I feel like Lewandowski obviously very good. Sané obviously very good as well with Gnabry. But I've never really enjoyed using Muller on FIFA. The defence, obviously the goalkeeper, very good. You got Kimmich in there as well. But I feel like Bayern have just always lacked something on FIFA. I feel like the defence has always been... The last few years, definitely, the defence has been a bit iffy. Until obviously they signed up a Meccano. Using Boateng, I think he was an 82 last year. So it's always been a bit weird. But either way, we're going to see them setting up the custom tactics, slow build up with forward runs. If you don't know how to do your custom tactics, I would highly advise looking for a YouTube video on it, as it does really help. But yeah, as you can see there, Alphonso Davies also a fantastic player. Hernandez. It'd be nice if they had the other Hernandez brother. What's his name? Theo, I think it is. Is the other brother?
Theo, something along those lines is the other brother, the fullback. Yeah, the absolute incredible pace that he does have. It is. It's quite cool to see though, just how good they both are as brothers. But yeah, personally, like Bayern Munich's one of those teams where they're good if they're your favorite team and you really know how to use them, they can obviously be incredible. If you know how to score, absolute screamage with Lewandowski, and you have the understanding of the team, then they do have the makings of a good FIFA team. They've got a good goalkeeper. They have that strong backline with some pacey centre halves and everything. Like, they have everything you realistically need on FIFA. But I agree with you. They've always been one of those teams that, personally playing as them, they just it never felt like it clicked. Like that something that you just couldn't name was always missing, and it just never quite seemed to link together.
Very
But
true.
we'll see what Niagara can do with them here.
We will have to see indeed. Needham, Bayern lacks a fast defence. Very true. I mean, Upper Meccano's fairly fast. You don't really need a fast defence on this FIFA either, to be honest. You know, we see the likes of Marquinhos, who can catch Salah and Mane, so obviously not really too needed to have a rapid defence, but obviously it can be nice. But Upper Meccano definitely has the pace. So does Alphonso Davies. Obviously, Pavard's a bit of a weak link. But either way, here comes Lionel Messi, twisting and turning in the box as always, crossed into Mbappe, but it will be cleared away just about. And that should go out for a corner. No, it's going to go for a goal kick. So, early start for Iona. They have been pressing. It is going to be Iona playing as Paris Saint-Germain, and Bayern is Niagara. So, Niagara in the red, Iona in the white. And yeah, an early chance for Iona early on, and there could be another one here. Kylian Mbappe twisted and turned, and once again looks for the shot. Goalkeeper Manuel Neuer makes a save with his foot somehow. Lewandowski grabs the ball as it's knocked down, but fantastic chance for Iona very early on.
Yeah, some very wriggly, some great dribbling using Mbappe to the maximum of his abilities there, just holding onto the ball and just being annoying in those kind of positions where a defender doesn't really want to put a heavy challenge in.
Ooh, there we go.
Thought I'd seen it lag. I was wondering whether I was trying to just talk through and hoping that I wasn't talking over anything too important, but we did see a disconnect there, unfortunately.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens to the best of us. We obviously DC's obviously plays all over the United States, so the connection can vary sometimes. But yeah, we'll hopefully get the game back as soon as possible for you guys, and we'll get the game restarted. But yeah, I feel like it was a good start to the game for Iona, obviously with a couple of chances. Niagara didn't really get the opportunity to yet, but I assume that they'll go with the same teams. I'm assuming they won't swap around or anything like that, and we'll just get into the game same as usual. But either way, a little bit unlucky with the DC. Niagara very firmly still in this game though, with a 2-1 deficit. I feel like they'll be happy with that, you know, considering how dominant Iona have been this season so far. I feel like they've got to be happy with this result so far.
Yeah, I completely agree, and like I said, I am looking forward to see how Bayern as a team plays against PSG, and see how Niagara navigate around this very small 1-goal deficit against what is one of the stronger teams in the tournament. So anything can happen because it's someone playing as Bayern, which is something we haven't seen much this year. So what can they do with the players that are on that lineup? And yeah, and as for some of the comments, like I said, about Bayern not having the fastest defense, they may not have the highest pace defense in the game, but like you said, Upamecano and it's Luca Hernandez, isn't it? They're not by any means slow for centre halves in the game of FIFA. They can both, they can run along with most people. So
and
like you said,
pace isn't that important this year either.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, Pavard weak link,
100%
the weak link in that team.
It's similar to Bernat's the left back for PSG, isn't he? So
yeah.
Bernat and Pavard in the lineups that they're in, relatively comparable players. Obviously, Bernat has a little bit more pace, which is preferred for a fullback. But
I wouldn't say
if you have
Bernat's comparable. I'd say he's a very good player in terms of.
Well, so is Benjamin Pavard in real life. They are very comparable, but obviously in the game of FIFA, Bernat is your more standard kind of fullback. He's got that bit more pace and that. But Pavard, if you just tell Pavard to stick back, he's probably the better defender out of the two of them. I mean, I'd assume he's got more strength than Bernat does, and he's got the size on him. So while he's the weak point, if you're setting him to just be your stay back defender, I still feel like he'll do his job just as much as Bernat does on that PSG side.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think he's decent, but I don't think he's anything too crazy. But we are having the same issues that we had before we went to the break, so we are going to throw it to, before we went to the next game, we're having the same problems again. struggling to connect to each other. So we're going to throw it to a quick break, see what we can do. If they can connect, we'll bring it back to you guys. If not, we're going to have to wait out until the next game, which isn't too long, actually. So we're going to throw it to a quick break, see what we can do, and we'll come back to you guys for the next game. So go grab yourself a drink, quick snack, be right back.